Very nice. Very nice. And Karen, I don't think I can see you. It's just black screen. So I'm
Sorry, I think my camera's still playing up. I have set it to come on, but so I might pop up at some point.
okay.
So,
Okay. No problem. No problem. Welcome, welcome. So, yeah, we have an exciting evening tonight. We're going to do some practice. I'm gonna help you release tensions, and I'm gonna help you kind of land more in yourself and start to feel yourself on a deeper level. And as Belinda kindly reminded us, we have full moon tonight, and it's great because I don't look to see when the full moon or when the dark moon is, but when you're in the flow with the universe, you just do the right thing in right time, on the right day, on the right night. It just goes like that, which I love it. I absolutely love these synchronicities. So this is all good stuff. I'm going to talk about the upcoming program, which is about the third chakra and which is about making your dreams come true, but also healing what is sitting in the third chakra from the deep and from the depth. Because I don't know if you know, I don't know if you played with the third chakra, if you've experienced things through third chakra, if you experimented with it, if you done any work with your dreams. So I'm going to ask you some questions, so I get to know what's your experience, just so we can have an interactive session. Yeah. And then I also will share about other work I do, the teach training that is coming up this weekend. And yeah, and all the wonderful things I'm sharing with people to help them heal and to help them get better and get happier. I mean, everybody wants to be happy, right? I think it's the yeah, that's the goal. I think it's an expectation, we want to be happy, but sometimes we just don't know how to be happy. And sometimes we in a happy environment, but we just don't feel it. Welcome, welcome, for those who just joined. Hello, you've just came through, Karen. Fab. Okay, evening. All right, so before I begin, so let me know if you just have seen me. The first time you've seen me is tonight. Just let me know about this. You can put the comments in the chat, just so I know whether you need the little intro, to see who I am, to know bits and pieces about me. If everybody met me, then great. I guess, yeah, for people on Instagram, I just quickly say that I've been teaching Kundalini yoga and meditation for the past 16 years. And in the past 16 years, lots have happened. And the shift of the consciousness happened, and I have witnessed it myself, not just as a student. Hi Haley. I also witnessed it from the perspective of a teacher who teaches about the Aquarian age, who teaches about the new age and new energies and new frequencies. So, I am very happy to share my insights with you as well. Okay, so first, poor connection. Okay, so first things first. Please put in the chat if you have done any work with wishing boards, or you've done other energy work about your dreams, how to make dreams, and just whatever you have tried, just type it in the chat. So I could gauge where to start from, because I want to give you important information. I want to give you information that's going to be useful. I don't want to be telling you something you already know. Yeah. Okay. So not tried anything. Okay, made a vision board. But also, Brenda, you mentioned about the full moon. So are you following the moon? Do you know about the magnetism of the moon?
I do, but I never get myself organized to do things.
Hey, okay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. I have the intention, but then I'm always busy doing everything else. And then I just know it's a full moon. Yeah.
And it goes out the window. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And on Instagram, please also share if you've done any work with your dreams of manifestation or setting intention, projection, um, such like. So just let me know, okay? Okay, just waiting for all the others to write, please. I want to make it as useful as possible. Maybe somebody tried a visualization technique, you know? I remember there was a film called The Secret. I don't know, have you seen this film? Does it show my age? There was a film, Secret, and they talked about the power of visualization and the power of, just projecting what you want to happen as if it's already happened, you know? Yeah. Right. Any more? Didn't try anything. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okie dokie. So, for those who've done a vision board, I'll just explain to those who've not tried anything. So, vision board is basically a board. You have yourself, a picture of yourself in the center, and then you have different sections to go around it. Is that the way you did it, Karen? You put yourself in the center.
I don't know if I put myself in the center actually, but I just put things on there that I wanted to bring into my life at that time.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. There are different ways, of course, doing it. Okay, so you've just placed the pictures or words of something you wanted to attract. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
How did it work for you?
Um, I'm not sure really. I think some things I did materialize, but others not or maybe
Okay,
not yet. So
okay, okay. Yes. And do you remember if you did any ritual before it or as a part of vision board, or was it just basically sitting down, writing a list of things you wanted and just sticking it on? What was it like?
it was in the group actually. It was just we all got together and looked through magazines and saw anything that took our interest and just
Was it with Heidi?
yes, that's right.
Oh, okay. I was there.
Oh, you
I was there.
were.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes, exactly. Okay.
yeah.
Right. So yes, there's different ways of doing it. And so you saying you remember which things have materialized you want to share or which didn't and you really wanted them to realize to become manifest and
I can't really remember specifics as well, a few years ago now. So yeah, I don't think I just it was quite a nice pastime, really. I don't think I took it that seriously. So
Yeah. Okay. I did a vision board myself a few times actually. And when I was doing it, I was doing it as a feng shui consultant. So another thing I have done and do sometimes occasionally is feng shui, which is Chinese astrology. And you you had to put a lot of thought into things, how you arrange your vision board, which sectors kind of correspond to which areas of your life, like career, like family, like holidays, like prosperity, finances, friends, mentors, really in-depth thought. And you have to be very specific. And I actually remember I've done it a few times, and one of the first times when I did it, I've placed a picture of this guy who I wanted my boyfriend to be like or look like, because at the time I was single. And oh my goodness, when I have met the guy, and I think he was sharing a picture of him, and that picture was just tip top the picture on my vision board. I was like, whoa, this is spooky. This is really spooky. So one of the things, that you should have about your wish is the clarity of what you want, you know? So if you do it as a pastime, as just an entertainment, it's absolutely fine. If you're not serious about it, it's absolutely fine. But if you want to get your results, you have to have absolutely clear about what you want. Now, why is this important? Anybody have any clues? Why would the clarity be so important? Any ideas? You can jump on, or you can just put in the text in the chat. Did you want to speak, Laszlo? You can speak.
The massage therapist start to get a job, or not do it yet, but soon. And this was one of the first job when I want to do myself. It's you know, it's and I have a lot of many another stuff with the teacher training, teacher, and another stuff is a qigong. I am interested in the qigong too. I am pretty many stuff going on in my head, and yeah, this is the main stuff, the career mainly.
So why do you need to have the clarity about what you want?
Why?
Yeah. Jana said, be careful what you wish for. Yes. Yes, exactly that.
Yeah, I think it's this stuff. I am very looks. I feel the affect me. The why I feel that. Yeah, because it's like help the people, and all stuff is when I interesting. It have to support the people and teach something. It's good for the life.
So it has to be positive. It has to
Yes,
be
and
positive.
yeah, when I learn with you, the teacher training, this is a reason why want
Okay.
to do it. And qigong is same stuff, just different.
Mm-hmm.
It's it teach the people energize the body. It's how can the movement, do the movement. And another was is a massage therapist is a yeah
It's
I think
beneficial.
this is a connection to the people. It's because I am have a little bit, it's I am not easy to connect with people usually.
Mm-hmm.
maybe this time is better, nah? But because I will touch the people to the massage, I um, I connect with myself too, through the people,
Yeah.
body touch, and talking too, because used to be talking when I do my massage therapist, session.
Yeah.
This is a main things, I think.
Okay. So being in connection with other people, which is also helping you, reminding you to be in connection with yourself, for the intention to be positive and for it to serve humanity. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. Now, what about Hitler? Because he had a very clear idea of what he wanted to do. And do you think he achieved it? it's a tricky question. He has achieved it, right? And his wish was not to benefit humanity. His wish was not positive. His wish was not to get a connection with himself. Maybe I don't know what exactly what he wanted to get out of it, but to me, from where I stand, he wanted to have the power, and he wanted to have power over other people, you know. But he had the clarity of what he wanted, and what Yana said: be careful what you wish for. Yeah. And Birinda said, so universe can grant it, needs to be specific, detailed. Yes. Now, why is that? Who do you think is making a wish come true? Is it Father Christmas?
When?
Is it...
I don't know. Next year. Next year.
Who is making a wish come true?
Ooh.
Is it Father Christmas? Is it God? Is it universe? Is it a neighbor? Is it our father who has the money? Or is it our wife or the spouse or like a rich boyfriend? I used to think, welcome, Gemma. I used to think,
Sorry, mate.
that's okay. We're just having a chat. I was thinking, I remember, I thought prosperity was to have a rich boyfriend who had lots of cash in his pockets. When I was younger, that's what I thought it was. So the question is, who is making all the wishes come true? Who is that person? You can answer in the chat. You can just, yeah. I'm making your brain to work. Yeah, because if I give you all the answers, you're going to remember it now, but tomorrow you forget. But if you had to work a little bit for the answers, if you're going through the process, then you're going to remember this. And I want you to remember, because it's so important. It's very, very easy, very, very simple. But sometimes we don't see simple things for what they are. We just run around to complicate our life, because complex and drama makes it more interesting, right? If everything was pale or beige, vanilla, and I don't know, the temperature would always be the same, we'll just get bored. There's just like, okay, but where's the depth of that? Yeah. So, okay, any ideas? So who's making it all come true? Who's making our wishes come true? It's not a test, though. We having a friendly conversation, because yeah, I think I'm learning from you, you learning from me, and it just makes it a
I think
whole different
I
level.
think myself. I think it's myself, my feelings and etc.
Yeah. And Iana said, yeah, we do. Exactly. We, not anybody else, makes our wishes come true.
Sorry, there I am.
Yes, hello.
Hello. Sorry.
Good to see you.
So I was a bit held up.
That's okay. So you want to answer this as well, Gemma?
Well, who makes things come true?
Yeah.
We do, probably. Our
Yeah.
thoughts, maybe. Our feelings, or what we think about something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, a lot of people would say something like God, wouldn't they? Whether you believe in that or a higher power or something like that.
But where does the God live?
Well, we are the God, aren't we?
We are the God.
Or inside us, the energy, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, absolutely that. Now, if that energy, if that power is within us, the reason we need to have the clarity is so we can direct the energy where we want it to go. Yeah? Because if we, someone was sharing, I always have the intention, I know when the full moon is, but I get distracted. I get pulled into this direction, that direction, and it's just the opportunity runs away from me. And so the clarity is so important to get us where we want to go. And your wish can be anything. Like I said about Hitler, he had a wish. Everybody has a wish. And so when we find ourselves in a difficult circumstances, in a challenging circumstances, who do you think is doing this?
We are.
The brain,
Yes, we are. The brain is doing it, exactly. And why? Why are we doing this? Why?
ego, as ego.
Evil.
Don't
Evil.
want anything,
Programming from past
Yes, programming
childhood,
from past. Exactly.
what our parents taught us, or
yeah.
Yes.
schools, all this sort of stuff.
Yes, absolutely. It's of what we've learned. Yeah. If we've learned, I have an example. When I had a first cat in this country, I got it from the breeder, which wasn't a very nice breeder, which I didn't realize until I started breeding myself. Now, long story short, I brought the kitten home and the kitten just stood in one place. It didn't want to go up the stairs. It didn't, like the whole week, the kitten was just in one place. It might just go, well, because I had the food and the litter box quite close to the bed, it would just go to the toilet, come back on its place, go to have something to eat, go back to its place. And I was thinking, kitten, yeah, normal. Now I think back to it, I realized that the breeder kept the mum and the kittens in a crate. And that's what Kitten knew. Kitten didn't know the space outside of the crate. And so Kitten had the habit to sit in one place because that was set for the kitten for the first how many weeks, of its life. The same with us. If we've come into this life and we've been in this wonderful cage, it could be a golden cage, it has everything in it, internet, TV, good food, like inside this cage, but it's still a cage. If we never go outside of it and look outside of it, we never gonna we never going to see what's beyond. It's as simple as that. And seeing what's beyond gives us a different perspective, and it gives us different opportunities. But anyway, I want to stay on topic. So we talked about clarity. We talked about, that the obstacles, the challenges in life, we actually create for ourselves. And it's important to recognize this, because when next time you are clear and you set your intention and you know what you want, but the challenges come your way, you will know that this is just a sign that more than anything, you just skipped back into the old groove, nothing more. Because that groove is so much more comfortable because you've been there for maybe all your life, maybe 20 years, maybe 10 years, but it's just so familiar, you're going back into it. Yeah? Yeah. Is it all good? You guys following? Yeah? Okay. All right. So, oh, I didn't ask you, Gemma. Did you have any experience with vision boards or maybe setting intention, visualization, any manifestation, any practices?
Yeah, I've done vision boards before. I've done quite a lot of, I think during COVID actually, I spent at least 40 days writing down every single day, quite a lot of going abroad and traveling. So a lot of what I'm going to maybe start doing soon is sort of unfolding a little bit.
Okay.
So yeah, I've done, me and a friend, we used to do a lot of visualizing and trying to manifest things. So yeah, I think I have had experience, whether it's actually come true or not. Some things have, yeah. So
you remember
yeah, I think
which
I've had a
things
bit
have?
well, probably a lot of like where, I mean, I'm not working in the shop now, but I worked there years ago and then I left and I never seemed to be able to get my job back, and I did lots of manifesting, visualizing it, and then eventually my sort of all that I visualized, like the working in the shop, doing therapies along the side, and it all sort of came true. So yeah, a vision board that I've done, I think I put lots of pictures of tropical beaches and stuff like that, and then I did go to quite a lot of tropical beaches and did different, so I do think that quite a lot of it has come true, yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Okay, great.
yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about how this visualization or the concentration or how the clarity of what you want is important, you know. And from then we moved into the all the dramas and challenges and obstacles that we self-create basically for whatever reason, like you guys said, from how we've been raised, what environment we grew up in, and such like. So another important thing is how much energy we have spare to actually make this wish come true. Because we all agree that we are the ones who are making a wish come true, right?
Yeah.
Then it needs our energy, it needs our input, it needs our action, right? Because we need to do a few steps. Like, for example, to go to a tropical beach, you need to either buy a ticket on a bus, coach, train, plane, whatever. You have to physically get there, right? So you can't, not yet, we can't just get ourselves zapped into that place. Maybe soon, you know. So yeah, it takes energy to get there. Now, how much spare energy do you have? Do you guys understand when I'm saying how much of spare energy? Do you guys understand what I'm talking about? It's like if you have to paint a wall in your house, you need to set aside time, you need to buy some tools, and you need to put effort and energy into actually rolling the roller up and down the wall. Yeah? So this takes energy. This takes effort. How much spare energy do you have? I think it just comes to me, Karen, about what you were sharing in our 30-day program when we were working on the brain. You shared, did you mind me sharing this? about the thermomix, or do you want to
Yeah,
share?
no, it's fine. You can do.
You just add, you can add to it. Please do, because it's your story. You said how many thermomixes you've sold, even like without effort. It's seemed to just like happen automatically for you. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's just people saying, "Oh, I've got a friend. They're interested in buying one," and it just snowballed from there, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you've been selling thermomixes for how many years now?
10 years.
10 years. So what had happened there, if you don't mind me analyzing this, just for the purpose of everybody understanding how this works. So if we're doing the same thing for a long period of time, and whether you love it or you hate it, it doesn't matter. What matter is people start associating you with a certain thing. Yeah. In this case, Karen has been associated as a Thermomix advisor. When you clarify, when your intention, and Karen's intention was always selling more Thermomixes for one thing, for one way or another, then when you become free of challenges because your mind settles and calms down and stops creating that much drama and obstacles and challenges, and you have enough of spare energy, then things happen effortlessly. Because there's nothing stopping us from manifesting what we want, apart from us. Because we are the ones who are doing it. Yeah. We're coming back to ourselves. That's why when so now the question is, how do we get that spare energy? Where do we get it from? Where is the source of that energy?
Because the clarity, it's a clarity. Everything is clear. It want to do it, and I know the way, and I not allowed any attack,
Yes,
yeah,
because you're not wasting your energy on the small things of fighting there, or
yeah,
having a battle here, or having a conflict there. You're not wasting your energy. You're not distracted. You're like, no, I need to do this. No, I need to do this. And no, I need to do this again. It's having that discipline. So the discipline is one of the tools when your clarity goes. The discipline is the thing that is going to bring you back on the path, because you like, okay, I have a plan. I've got to do this and that. Haven't got the clarity about it, but the discipline brings you back and says, okay, if you just start doing it, what you've already done for the past number of days, the clarity will come back to you. Yeah. So all these things, all these different puzzle pieces, they all work together. And if you're doing one, the second one, and then the third and the fourth and the fifth kind of start slotting in. Yeah. Okay. Are we on track? Is that, yeah? Cool. So that's how much energy. And so how can we not get distracted? Yeah, that's another thing. Okay. I remember not to get distracted now, but how can I release more energy from, from myself or from the source? And source is also within us. What do you think? Apart from trying not to be distracted, how
What do you think?
else?
Just doing the Kundalini practices, does that release the energy because you're working with your internal energy system, I'd imagine?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
anything that makes you feel good? I don't
Yes.
know, like if we do something that we find pleasurable, like listening to music or something, we do get filled with energy, don't we? And then if
Yes.
you do something you don't like, then you're like, oh,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And Yana said vision board. So you are just scratching the surface. That's right. So we've named two things. So one of which is using the tools to release some of that energy, or doing an activity which releases or inspires you to be on track with your intention and your clarity. Yeah?
Yeah.
So it all fits together. So exactly. So goal and focus. Yes, goal and focus. So the goal has to be exciting enough for you to be wanting it. In other words, yeah. Like if I said to myself, oh, I want to pay out my mortgage. Oh gosh, this is so boring. It's very important, but it's so boring. Yeah, it's not going to motivate me. It's really is not going to motivate me. I mean, maybe for other people, but come on. So the goal or your focus has to be exciting and something you really want to do. Okay? Yeah. So put in the chat, guys. For example, what was something really exciting that you wanted to do in your life? Something maybe that is absolutely bonkers, and something that may be just crazy or whatever. Anything goes. If you had the magic wand, what would be your wish? This is your moment. This is your moment. Because we're gonna make it happen, yeah? So be careful what you wish for. It might just happen. What if you had the magic wand, what would you wish for?
Oh, I don't know how to do it. Another go.
Beautiful house with a big garden in a lovely area. Okay. Stop the war. Do lots of traveling. Travel and walk up to Machu Picchu in Peru. Very nice. Create the perfect partnership with someone. Okay. Okay. So let's go step by step. So the one of the pieces is to be specific in making your steps. So one of the things is to be specific about your wish. Okay. So for example, we have a beautiful house with a big garden in a lovely area. It could be anywhere. It could be in India. It could be in Machu Picchu. It could be
Yeah.
anywhere.
Top of the
Yes.
mountain, yeah.
Now, beautiful is a vague description, right? Because so many different things could be beautiful. So we need to specify it, like detailed specifics. For example, to the degree of how many windows and doors, what color bricks, or is it wooden? Is it chalet? Is it 2 floors? Like, is it townhouse? What? Name the area. Even specify the flowers and the plants that are in the garden, or maybe there's a fish pond, or maybe there's a bridge. You know, have a think about it. Can you see how just by adding little details, I actually start getting excited. I start to get that like tingling in my body. Yeah. This awakens your energy, that source that is going to help you make the wishes come true. As you start describing different details, how big is the garage? Does this house has a garage? What kind of car parked in that garage? Do you have enough space for your friends to come round? Do you have enough space for your, I don't know, children, grandchildren, relatives, whatever? Maybe you want to have a yoga room. Yeah? Specific. What kind of kitchen is in there? And all these specifics. And that gets your juices going. Okay? So keep writing. Keep writing. We go to the next one. So stop the war, right? This is big. Stopping the war, this is big. Now, there are a few wars happening in the world right now, of course. A few countries involved, and we all know it's politics, so we're not going to go into that. But where does the wish come from that wants to stop the war? Where does it come from? In your body. You can close your eyes and just go into your body and just feel, where might this wish come from to stop the war? Just feel into yourself. Because for somebody, it might be the war in the country. For somebody, it might be the war between their relatives. For somebody, it could be a conflict within themselves. Yeah? So war is also a big word which could define many different things. So just connect and just let me know, where is that coming from? Yes, heart. Yeah, heart center. Any other feelings, guys? Please put it in the chat. Where is that feeling come from? Heart. It's always underlining cause. Yes. Can you expand on this, Yana? Throat area. Okay. Where do you feel it? Heart. Yes. So it's the underlying cause is the parents are here and can't go back to their home due to war. Yes. Heart too. Yes. My mom is also here. Like my mom, she's from Ukraine. She lives, she doesn't live with us now. She lives separately, independently. But yeah, my dad is still in Kiev. But what I want you to get from here is, most of you said heart and heart center. Why is that? Because we feel for others and because it causes us suffering in one way or another. And it's only human nature to want to stop the suffering. Yeah? We want the suffering to stop. Oops. And that was my mum. She's in this. She's in this. It's a human nature to want to stop the suffering, because the suffering is so unbearable. We can't even go there. So we want to stop it, which is absolutely reasonable. And of course, we want people to live happy, peaceful lives. And but the reason we want it to stop is because we just can't handle it. We can't manage it. We cannot. There's so much grief. There's so much emotion. There's so much contracted and blocked energy in the heart center that we can't even start dealing with it because it's just too much. You feel that? You feel that? It's even painful talking about it.
Yeah.
Even painful talking about it. Now, I just want to share with you something that happens when you practice Kundalini Yoga. Kundalini Yoga is something that works with the energy of Kundalini, and it comes from your from your sexual center, and it's the energy of your potentiality, right? So energy of who you want to be and can be or could be, right? And so when this energy is awakened, it's like striking a chord, like like a nerve. If you had a nerve, or if you think of the cable, electric cable, which has what does it have around it? Like that padding, I can't remember the word for it. Basically, isolation. It has the isolation on it. If you took the isolation off the electric cable and you touched it, you went, you'd be like, you'd had electric shock. When Kundalini awakens, it gives you that little shock. It awakens you because, if you were just quiet and doing something and all of a sudden you'd had a little electric shock, you'd be like, oh, what are you doing? Yeah. You'd have a quick wake up call and you'll be like, okay, this is not quite pleasant. What we do in Kundalini Yoga, the more we practice, the more we strengthen our nervous system, so we can go into difficult and challenging situation, or our personal, I'm talking about, because everything comes from us, like we've just discovered, yeah? To deal with the situation, we need to go back in. But to go back into something like we've just been talking about, this feeling of suffering and struggle and grief, to go in there, you have to have pretty strong nerves, right? And of course, with all that happens around us now, information, bad food, and bad environment, it affects our nervous system first and foremost. And so our nervous system is going down the hill. How many people feel anxiety? How many people feel depressed? Just from a daily business, yeah? Just from it. But you haven't even touched about trauma yet. Just from daily shenanigans, we feel awful because we just can't handle it. So when we are quite vulnerable and our heart is open, we can feel so much more. But to feel so much more, we have to have the strong nervous system. So when we feel it, we don't freak out. When we feel it, we can feel it, and we allow ourselves to feel it. That's the trick with the heart area and and the nervous system. Does that make sense? Yeah. How are you feeling, Yana, with all that I've been saying? How does that sit with you? Okay. Okay. Yes. So I'm not going to go into the dynamic of how we might feel responsible for other people being happy and how we have this tendency of trying to save another person. I'm not going to go there today because we only have a short class. I mean, we've only been talking about this for an hour almost, but it's really interesting. I mean, it's fascinating. I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying the conversation. But you know, there's lots of dynamics happening about us and our parents, or maybe somebody very close that we want to save and we want to do all for them. But actually, when you have this strong nervous system and still open heart setup, you can hold the space for the people around you who might be struggling and let them go through it. Because then people hopefully will wake up to say, actually, enough. Enough. My teacher, one of my teachers, had always said that suffering is optional. She always said that, which, you know, which I think is very true. Because if we're creating the challenges for ourselves, then we making ourselves suffer, right? It's a self-inflicted thing. But I've just explained a little dynamic as to why it happens. And yeah, there are ways of getting out of it. So one of the ways of getting out of it, of course, join the 30-day program. I really, really recommend it to you. I mean, it's fabulous. I know 3 of you are actually here are from who have done the program recently. So I don't know if you want to share anything, what you've enjoyed. What were you before starting the program? What have you now? What have you realized? You know, what has changed? If you want to jump in and share a bit, I'll be happy. I'll be grateful.
The brain
The brain one.
brain class is, it's for me it's very, I don't know how can explain, but it's very affect me, you know. It's I got more space, I think, in my head, clear, like a career clarity, you know. And many times my body is, you know, its nervous system is update myself up. I don't know, this cause that, maybe the brain class, it's many times shaking my body or something in the night after the evening brain exercise
Mm-hmm.
used to be. And
Yeah. So it's like reboots you.
yeah, I think you can, and many times it's you know, it's very, so it's I want to continue, you know, because it's good for me.
Yeah.
I feel
And
it, you
let's
know.
not forget that brain is the main part of the nervous system. Brain is nervous system, you know, it all stems from there.
Yeah,
So
it's
what we do with the brain is
mhm.
basically, and brain is the one that helps to keep the clarity and know the steps that you're going to do and let you and help you what kind of steps you're going to take.
Yeah, it's I am more I don't know the I tell anything the personal practice, but you know, it's help a lot too, you know. It's I am feel more, I don't know, more free, or I don't know how can I explain, but is as used to running, you know, and now nowadays I listen the mantras when I running and go to the nature to run, and it's together, you know, nature and mantra and running. It's I start to singing the mantra and start to get crying. Not just once, it's many times. It's 2 times now. It's coming. It's Om Namo, you know, Gurudev Namo mantra, for
Yeah,
example.
You're
it's
just cleansing,
something
aren't you?
happened with my body, you know. But I am not boring, but it's good feeling to cry, you know, when I running and singing the mantras. This is cause the maybe a personal practice, but or maybe everything together, you know.
Thing together, yeah. Yeah, I teach personal practices as well. You can book me for personal practice. But I just want to say that tears, they stress release and they release the energy. So that energy that was stuck in the body in some kind of blocks and tensions is being released. So you have more energy to achieve whatever you want to do, whatever goals you want to get to, and extra energy to just live and enjoy your life, which is fantastic. You know, very good news. Thank you, Laszlo. Thank you. Anybody else want to share anything about the 30-day program or personal practice that you've done with me? Very welcome to. You can just jump in.
Yeah, I can share if you want. Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you. We can hear you.
Well, I've been doing the personal practice for about, I did a 40-day practice with you. So I did a whole one. And I found it very, because I was quite depressed, and it really helped to release a lot of the depression. And then I was doing the 30-day practice alongside the personal practice. I didn't do the 30-day practice for the whole time, because my personal practice sort of felt like it was more important. But I did do quite a lot of the 30-day practice as well, and I did find it really good for calming, especially the evening practice, to calm in probably the morning one, the one we are on. I did that up until probably about a week or so ago, and I sort of stopped doing it. But the whole thing's been really helpful for me, and I feel like it's quite integrated now, especially the personal practice, because I think I might have missed like one of the evening practices once, but yeah, it does feel like it's become like a proper routine now.
Yeah.
So
Great.
yeah,
Great.
really. The difference with the personal practice is obviously because you do a consultation, or I did the healing with you, is that you get a practice that's more designed specifically for whatever's going on with you. When the 30-day practice is more sort of a group energy, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
but they're both good. Yeah, I mean they work quite well in combination as well. So
that's right. Yes.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
really helpful.
What did you learn from it? Like from just doing the personal practice?
I think I learned that I've got the ability to have the discipline to do it, and I don't know. I think I did learn. It sort of seems to, when you're doing it, sometimes it reveals things to you that you didn't realise. I think I realised quite a lot about how much I procrastinate over things, and I need to just, to the point. Especially the first personal practice, it was quite hard. I found it quite hard.
Yeah, I think that the only first 5 days were the easy ones, and then the rest of 35 days, I think, Gemma, you just hated it.
I know, it was really hard.
You kept with it, didn't you? You kept with it.
Yeah, because it did release a lot of anger and stuff like that. Yeah.
It released a lot of anger. And if you don't mind me sharing about the heat.
Yeah, a lot of heat. I mean, I still get the heat now, even though it's not as hard a practice. So there's a lot of heat. I mean, do you think is that the kind of heat, or is that anger coming out? Or because I noticed the
yes,
heat.
it's anger. Yeah, anger is definitely a fire. And we're going to talk about it. I mean, this is all very interesting, isn't it? And fire is connected to the third chakra. And we are talking about the third chakra and manifestation and dreams. So we're going to get to that. Stick around. But again, when the heat is released in the body, that means that block, whatever block sat in you, is released. And how gently and nicely is it releasing? You've done the 40-day, and now you're doing another 40-day. and it's just gently coming out of you. So there's no big shockers, you know, and that's what I love Kundalini Yoga for. You're not going to get hit by the bus. You know, all of these Kundalini activations that I'm seeing on Instagram or whatever, you know, people are really struggling with it because their nervous system is not ready. And in one go, a hell of a lot of energy is being released, and some people just go crazy because they just not body's not ready to handle this. And with the personal practice, step by step, day by day, as much as you hate it or love it, it doesn't really matter what happens.
I was shouting. I was doing it, swearing and shouting.
Yeah, things are being released, and you have a safe space. You learn to have a safe space with yourself and a discipline with yourself to give that space to yourself so you can release the things. I know now that also if I was to sit down and have a quiet minute, just close my eyes and go in, oh, I feel so much better. Nothing else. Just close your eyes and just go in. Yeah. And that's what it gives you. It gives you that space. And there's so many, like you said, Gemma, so many insights come in. And even this conversation that we're having now, it came into meditation, into my meditation. I was so inspired to share something from the heart with you. You know, I didn't make too many complicated words or didn't try to sound too clever or whatever. I'm just sharing what I know, and that's enough. Yes, Gemma. Anything else?
Yeah, I think it's made me feel a bit more connected to myself again, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to sort of carry on with it, really.
Yeah. Good stuff. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So yes. So the 30-day program that we're doing is going to be about the third chakra. And like I've just mentioned, and the heat and the fire is the third chakra. And the third chakra is connected to the times when we were teenagers. So from about 14 years of age to about 21. It's not black and white, of course. It could have started a bit earlier, could have finished earlier or later. But it's that gap. And if you think of yourself when you were a teenager, you know, you had all that fiery, rebellious kind of motives and actions, and you know, everything you loved before you were a teenager, you all of a sudden you started to hate. Like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I just hated everything. I actually moved country, and I was so judgmental of this new country I was in. I hated it, absolutely hated it. And I remember my mom remarried, so I had a stepdad, and he was trying to teach me life. And I was like, "Who the hell are you? You can't teach me life. I know it all." Meh. I was so rebellious. It's incredible. I think I still have that in me, actually. Some of it's still alive, which I'm very grateful for. So all my traumas and bits and pieces and all the work I've done on myself, self-work with my teachers and things, they kept that fire, that passion, you know, in me. And the great thing is it is in everyone and everybody can have access to it. And the third chakra is the power of you within you. So third chakra is where the navel is, couple of fingers below the belly button. That's where your navel is. and it's very close to solar plexus. So solar plexus, or dantian, as they say in Qigong or Tai Chi, dantian, which is your solar plexus, and navel, 72,000 nerve endings are around navel and solar plexus. 72,000. Can you imagine what kind of powerhouse that is? And if that powerhouse is subdued, watered down with emotions, because emotions come from second chakra. Second chakra is the water element, which we'd go into detail in teacher training about the chakras and elements and how they all work and why. But if the power which is within you, which is you, power to create, power to achieve, power to wish, power to recognize, power to expand, power to contract, power to say yes, power to say no. If that power is watered down, blocked in, denied, put on, swept under the carpet, or bluntly ignored, what do you think can happen? What do you think can happen if that power, which is fire, yeah? What do you think can happen? Share in the comments in chat. What do you think can happen if that fire is kept in? Burst and burn. Yes.
Oh.
Indecision, flat, withdrawn. Yes. And withdrawn is because to keep that power in, you need a lot of power to keep that power in because it's so powerful. So you doubly spending that energy just to keep it bottled in. Suppressed anger and eventually depression. Yes. Suppressed. It's I love English language actually, because even in the word you can get an answer. Look, if you look at the word suppressed, it's sup and pressed. Yeah, sup and then pressed. And depression is also press, but deep press. Yeah. So it's the button that needs to be pressed. It's actually not pressed. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So when we suppress, when we push it in the wrong time, when we need it depressed in the right time, it turns back on itself. I hope you're following. Turns back on itself. What's the word? That it'll come to me. Yes, basically it's that fire that is kept in start burning us from inside. It's like having a poison, keeping it in within us and letting it rot inside, which is horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. So keeping your own power from expressing itself, it's absolutely horrible. It's the last thing we can do for like, we shouldn't be doing that. And yet when we turn teenagers and we start to play with that fire, we start to experiment, we start to create our own rules, what do we get? Slam down.
Slapped.
Yes. You can't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that. What will the neighbors say? What will the whatever institution say? Or even worse, some teenagers are put on antidepressants because they're just too wild. We can't handle our teenagers because they're too fucking wild. Excuse my language. And that's just, so basically, when we were teenagers and we wanted to experiment with that power that we've had access to all of a sudden, and we had the brain capacity and the mental capacity and mental maturity to experiment, because we still have that innocence about it, you know, wow, I can do these things. I'm in between that. I'm in a transition. I'm no longer a child, but I'm not a responsible adult anymore. I can do all this irresponsible stuff. Can the society hold me? Can my family hold me? And that's when it all goes wrong. And that's when the fire that has to come out is turned back in onto ourselves. That's why there's so many teenagers are self-harming. That's why there's so many teenagers are using drugs. That's why there's so many teenagers start drinking when they started drinking. Because, or even go wild with the sex, you know, they just basically have sexual relationship with everything and anything that they can get hold of, and so many fights and assaults and God knows what, because that anger has to come out somewhere. Has to come out somewhere. Yeah, it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. And when you try to express yourself in that way, with so much creativity and enthusiasm, and the whole society, your family does not support you, you know, we all doomed. Yeah, it's very sad. We very doomed. So what we will do, the good news is that at the program, at the 30-day program, we will be going into that space. We will be doing the rebirthing kriya, which will allow us to go into that space and release whatever is there to be released in a gentle, supporting way. And I do these rebirthing sessions on every 30-day program. Some programs that are on my website actually have 2 rebirthing sessions, and rebirthing sessions actually cost £50. So some people just come for a rebirthing. They don't do the whole program. But if the program costs £60 and rebirthing is £50, and plus you get the immersion class and you get other benefits, like you might as well get a 30-day program. So anyway, so what rebirthing does, it allows you to go into deep subconscious space where these patterns can be released. As simple as that. Nothing else in this world can take you to your subconscious. If you're working with a psychologist or psychiatrist, they just talk about the same thing, and you're going round and round in circles, and you're realizing, okay, this has happened to me, or this traumatic experience happened to me, and you're just going around and you're just digging in, but you're not really releasing much. With the rebirthing, you can just go there without even knowing where necessarily it is. You don't know why it's there. No need to analyze it. You can analyze it if you want. Don't need to analyze it. The teacher, I'm going to take you there, and it's just going to get released. No questions asked. And you're just going to be lighter, and the energy releases again, and you'll have so much more spare energy to do what you really want to do. You know, which is fabulous. I mean, I absolutely love rebirthing kriyas, and there's only a number of them has been given to us by the master of Kundalini Yoga. So it's an absolute gem. It's an absolute gem. And I actually don't know anybody else who's doing it apart from me. Yeah. And all you need to do is turn up. And they're not hard, are they? They're not hard. You just do a little bit of breath and a little bit of maybe mantra and a posture. They're not hard at all. They're not like some Kundalini yoga classes. Yes, so that's the third chakra. And with manifesting, you need third chakra. Excuse my, that's my husband. Everybody wants to get, see, we're talking about this stuff. Everybody start calling. Everybody's like, yes, we can feel your energy. Yes, we want a bit of that. And it's, yeah, what was I talking about? What was I talking about? Yes, we need energy to manifest things, and most of that energy will come from your navel. If your navel is blocked, then you're just eating yourself alive. So the energy needs to be released, shifted, and expressed. And the best way to express that energy is through the heart center. Why through the heart center? Can anybody answer this bit? Why do you think it's the best to express it through the heart center? I'll give you a point. Not through the head. What is so unique
It's
about?
feeling, no? It's a feeling is came out, no? It's from the heart.
Yes, feeling. What kind of feeling?
Like
You know,
intuitive
it's an
feeling.
anger, for example, yeah, or anything depressed. It's any feeling, any bad feeling, or mainly only the bad feelings. I think so.
Yes, you're kind of getting there. Okay.
I see.
Anymore. Okay, brain confuses things, yes. If there's no clarity, and actually, brain confuses things all the time. Absolutely. Because brain wants you to be the slave. Brain wants to run the show because brain thinks, and brain has been running the show for a very long time. And then all of a sudden you say, no, let's turn the tables. Brain's like, oh no, I've got a few more tricks in my pocket. So yes, doing things and achieving things through the head isn't gonna get you the desired result, because the brain is going to create schemes and things which will lead you more into drama, and the brain will probably end up to bringing you into separation and saying, look, you wanted this and look what happened, oh poor you. Yeah, that's what brain's gonna do, because this is more kind of like its thing, because brain is limited, because brain can only work with what happened. It can create lots of illusions, but it cannot go outside the box unless you have a practice that takes you outside the box regularly. And it's within your practice to go outside the box. Yeah. When you start practicing Kundalini yoga and meditations, all of a sudden you start dealing with situations differently. Like, oh, let's look at it from this angle. And everybody goes like, what happened to you? Yeah. So yes, but why through the heart center? So why is that willpower? What happens?
Is it like our intuition sort of thing?
Yes, intuition, expand.
It's like like you get a feeling, don't you? You feel whether it's right or wrong, and you kind of know in your heart.
Yes. Heart has the brain cells,
Mm.
but it doesn't gonna turn you into a slave. That's right.
Mm.
And yes, there's intuition, but intuition more with the third eye.
Mm.
There's something happens at the heart.
Is it like a softening or something? Okay.
Yeah, transformation.
Mm.
That power that comes, you know, fire that can either cook, you can cook a dinner on a fire, but you can also burn a person with the fire, right?
Mm.
Burn everything down. So that fire needs to transform into something, and that happens at the heart. And you know, like you, Laszlo, you were saying, something that will benefit the humanity, something, the legacy that will be useful. And that will only happen if we manifest through the heart. Because if we manifest that power, if we manifest it through the brain, could be like Hitler manifestation, you know. So there's no right or wrong. It's not for me to tell you what you should or shouldn't want. It's not my thing. But I'm just telling you how, like we're discussing how these things work in us. And the transformation also that happens at the heart, because the heart also has a fire in it. So is the third eye has a fire. We have 3 fire points. Even though the heart and the third eye are not fire elements, they have the Agni, the word is Agni, and that is fire. And that just transforms things. And it transforms on a level that goes beyond everything else. And the brain might not understand it, and like, why are you doing this? Like, if my brain was trying to judge tonight's conversation, my brain would be like, why are you doing this? Why are you telling people how they can make their wishes come true? And why do you want them to prosper? Why do you want them to benefit? But it makes me warm here. It's beyond the thinking. It's beyond the analyzation. It makes my heart open up. And when the heart is opening up, it's a very pleasant experience if you can handle it. If you've allowed the grief to be released, if you allow the suffering and the sorrow to be released, opening of the heart center is a beautiful thing, because you can feel other people through it. And actually, the heart center doesn't judge whether the experience is a good or bad, positive or negative. It just feels. But to allow it to feel what it feels, you know, we need to learn how to do it. We need to practice how to do it, and we need to strengthen the nervous system. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of beyond, isn't it? You kind of taste it, feel it somewhere, but you can't explain it. It's hard to explain. Okay, so any questions? Because I'm just checking this. One last step. Now, after we have the clarity of what we want to do, have the we remove the obstacles and challenges, or at least aware that this could happen, and we could create those challenges and sufferings for ourselves, obstacles. Then we've harnessed that energy from the third chakra that can propel us, and we've released some spare energy. So we've gone to the source, or we've used some tools to release some of that energy. And we know that we need to transform this at the heart. So basically, it's the knowing. You know, when you wish for something, needs to make you feel warm or tingly or butterflies. You know, a lot of people say about butterflies in the tummy, because tummy is also, stomach also has brain cells, just like the heart and just like the brain. So it's all very connected, and you need to feel good about your wish, right? You agree, guys? Yeah. So when you feel good, which is your heart center, feeling is your heart center. When you feel good about it, then that's definitely your wish. And only after that, then we go back to the brain and say, okay, these are the steps I need to take. So what we did, we've started from here, yeah, clarity and what have you. We've gone down into the heart to release the obstacles and challenges. We've gone down to the third chakra to get the energy. And then we came up to the heart and back to the brain for the actual steps. It's the it's the movement. It's the movement that is happening actually within us, not somewhere outside. It's the movement. It's the journey that our consciousness takes from here to there, and then to the third chakra, and maybe even lower, and then go up and up and up. And that's when the projection of your third eye aligned with the projection of your heart, and it locks it in the in a halo, because halo is your connection to the universe. This is your little bubble that kind of lets the universe receive your message, because the universe is always says yes, yes. You want drama? Yes. You want happy? Yes. You want suffering? Yes. Universe never says no. And yeah, and that's what happened. I want to go back. Hang on. Gosh. Yeah, we only did 2 wishes. I've just all of a sudden remember that we only did 2 wishes, about the beautiful house and about stopping the war, which was very deep. Jana, thank you so much for this. So the next wish was do lots of traveling. So we're going back to clarifying what kind of traveling. Do you want to do traveling sitting on the sofa? Or do you want to do traveling on a plane? Or is it the traveling on the cruise ship? What kind of traveling? Is it backpack? What kind of countries you want to travel to? What makes you go? Yeah, like Marie Kondo, she says, what makes you go ping? The woman who's all about tidying up and clean, keeping everything clean. She's like, what sparks your joy? Yeah. What kind of traveling sparks your joy? So you have to really specify what country you want to go to. What do you want to see in that country? What kind of food you want to taste? What kind of fruits or vegetables you want to taste? What kind of music you want to hear? What kind of dancing you want to take part? Or what kind of hotel you want to stay in? The length of the journey, the length of the travel. Who's going to be your partner? Are you going on your own? Are you going to meeting friends? Are you going to meet friends? All these little details, to the extent that you can smell the fruit that you want to taste, even before you've started, even before you arrived. Does that make sense? And that's when it gets all your juices going. Yeah? Is that clear, Karen? Yeah? Okay. Exciting. It's so exciting. Okay. Laszlo. Travel and walk up to Machu Picchu in Peru. Go. So Machu Picchu is specific. Very good. You might want to put dates. Yes, dates are important. For example, which dates you want to make it happen. Again, how long, and yeah, you're gonna walk. Fine. You know, what is your itinerary? You know, really develop this idea.
Mhm.
What's it going to be like? Who you going to go with? Are you on your own? Yeah, what kind of other activities? Are you going to take base camp? Are you going to, you know, what kind
Like
of,
a base camp, yeah.
yeah, what kind of backpack are you going to take? What kind
Mhm.
of bits you pack? And it's not to overstress yourself to say like, oh, I've got to do all these things. No, 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 no. It's from the point of view like, really getting the taste of it. Yeah, really feeling that oh, okay, I'm gonna get the feeling, get the taste in my mouth, get the smell and of aromas of how things are going to happen. People who are joining just now on Instagram, you might want to watch it from the beginning because you've missed a really vital part. I'm gonna repost it. So yes, manifestation at its best and all of dynamic of manifestation. Um, so yeah, so you've got me, yeah?
Yeah.
And whilst I'm talking about the other things, you guys might want to rewrite your wishes and put them in the chat, just more specific, more specific. And I'll just look at them again and just see if there's anything else. Okay, so one of the other wishes is create the perfect partnership with someone. Okay, again, we need to specify that someone, what kind of qualities you want that someone to have, what kind of income, does it matter to you? Maybe that someone needs to, you know, look a certain way, have qualities like kind and maybe it doesn't need to be kind, you know, maybe it needs to be rough. What's your preference? You know, there's nobody to say you shouldn't have it this way. You know, maybe that perfect someone, and again, what is perfect? Perfect is not, perfect can define so many different things. So, what kind of perfect is it? What does it mean to you to be perfect? Is it to bring you flowers? Is it to cook your meal? Is it to massage your feet in the evening? Is it to run your bath? What does perfect mean to you? And create is an interesting word. Are you creating it on your own? Or is it co-creation? Are you both taking part in this? Do you have the space for another person's opinions in this? Do you want other person's opinion in it? You know, all of these things. Like I said about that picture of a guy, I actually remembered the actor. It was the actor that I really like because he had this black curly hair, and that was my type. So black curly hair. If I remember his name, he was a young actor who did the Joseph and the multicolored coat musical. He was one of the first ones, not Jason Donovan, but the other one that did. I think they did auditions on TV. Anyway, I'm showing my age now. Anyway, I've popped a photograph of this actor on my wish board, but I was very specific, and I was doing ritual, which, you know, making a sacred space is important because sacred space brings us into that heart center of, you know, of being in touch with the magic that we can create, because we are creators of magic, you know, creators of universe, um our own little universe. Okay, are you gonna write it in the chat or your more specific wishes, just so I can have a last quick look? My goodness, can you believe we almost spoken for 2 hours?
Mhm.
And that's the thing. When you really enjoy something, the time flies like this. And I thought I was going to be really tired tonight. It's gone. My tiredness just gone somewhere because I could access that extra power, that extra source of energy within me. Isn't that incredible? Okay, so who's still alive on Facebook? Quinsley Stacy, hello. Nice to see you. Let's see those messages. Nice. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Move by September 2025. Square shape house with balcony on bedroom windows. 4 large bedrooms. That's very specific. With modern fitted furniture, modern kitchen with large island in middle, with bifolding doors, with beautiful views in back garden, large living area, separate lounge, modern bathrooms, double garage in Rowdon, Leeds or Appley Bridge, Bradford. Okay. Now, can you now visualize this? Yeah? See how this all connected? So as you start to write the description and the details, you almost see it. You almost see it. You can even expand more. You can even say what kind of bathroom suite, even the color of it, the finishes, and the same with the kitchen and lounge and bedrooms, and you can add feelings of that, say, my family members or like my son or my daughter feel very comfortable there or relaxed. You can add another layer, another texture to it, and that and this house that makes us happy, and we're spending happy times there. You can really add great detail. That's good. Okay. I want to travel on my own by plane to Peru in a year with a walk-in group with rucksack, stay in a base camp during away. Okay, I think you can expand a bit more. So in a year, so you'll have to put a date, for example, month, maybe not a day, but month and a year, definitely. Yeah, and you can even put what airline. If you have a specific preference for airline, you can add that. I've just remembered my husband Chris, he was then my new boyfriend, right? And he was buying a car. He wanted to buy a car. He wasn't sure which one he wanted. And then I said, okay, well, let's write down what you want. He was writing down about this car. I think it was Mazda RX-8. Yeah. I remember it exactly because we wrote it down. I have no got a clue about cars, honestly. Now, we had to put the color of it. Hi everyone's. Yay, everybody's joining now. Excellent. So we had to put when he what color it was, and even how much he paid for it. And I remember he was telling me, oh, I'm never gonna find the car for that amount of money, because that's all he had in the bank. That's all he had to spare. And he's like, oh no, nobody's gonna sell me for that. I was probably gonna only buy an old banger for that amount of money. I said, like, don't worry, just put it down. Just put that amount on the piece of paper. He did, and he bought the car he wanted, the same color he wanted, for exact amount of money. It was also something like they wanted 200 or 300 more, but we asked, oh, is there any flexibility with the price? And they said, yeah, okay, we'll knock off another 200 or 300. I can't remember exactly, but it was exact amount of money. And you like, and then, so it all works. It all works if all these steps are carried out. Yeah. So definitely put what kind of airline you're going to choose. And you may put a budget down that, okay, I have this budget, say, whatever, £500, and this is enough for me to have the trip, to buy tickets. I mean, if it's reasonable, yeah, and have the food and etc., etc. So you can really go into that. Yeah. Okay. Travel with my partner to Mexico 2026. Yeah, you can add a month in there as well. Staying with his mom, enjoying warm weather and relaxed atmosphere on the beach. Okay. Okay. And again, you can expand a bit more. Yes. How you going to travel? What kind of activities you want to do? What does interest you in Mexico? What kind of food you're going to eat? Are you going to be dancing? Are you going to be doing yoga? Are you going to be doing, I don't know, painting? Anything? Yeah, I guess so the weather will always be nice, but you can still put down that the weather is pleasant or candid, and yeah, and even, what kind of bikini you're gonna have. Just really get into the mood of creating that moment, and how many days you're gonna spend there, and are you gonna feel jet lagged on the way back? Or are you gonna just come back and just slot in as jet lag never happened? You can wish for these things. You can totally write out the whole script of how a specific trip or part of your life will go, because you in control. And interesting thing, if you're not in control, then who is? Because somebody has to be in control. Yeah. Okay. So Yana and Gemma, you still writing? Yeah.
Sort of.
I remember writing down qualities of boyfriend I wanted to attract in a long list. I'm not gonna share the personal details of specific physicalities, but I've put that down as well. And actually all of that came through, all of that. And you see, you get me, yeah? And like, why not? Why not? I'm quite specific about some things, and I want it to be this way. Like, why not do it right? Okay, so, okay, next time, okay. I'm co-creating with my partner a wonderful life, to have total freedom and a good amount of income. Okay, good amount of income to do what? Because good amount of income can mean different things to different people. It's not specific. Yeah, you could put you can put, it's best to put the number. It is best to put the number, but if you want to stay kind of vague and you don't know how much you need, you could put amount of income that will cover all of my necessities, mortgage, travel expenses, fuel, whatever, plus I will have, say,
All
1,000
of that.
over or a 500 over each month. Yeah, you have to be like really, really specific.
Right.
You,
£10 million.
pardon?
£10 million.
If it,
At
you can
least
put any number,
a day.
but now feel if that 10 million pound, when you say that, how, what do you feel in your body? Do you believe yourself?
Probably more now than I would used to, yeah. Maybe not that quite. I mean, I don't really need that much, so.
Okay. So any amount goes, but what also happens is how does our body react to that amount? Yeah. Which goes back all the way to that power that we wanted to create something or rebel against something, and we were just shut down. And it goes back to our second chakra, even about our not being worthy of something, and this feeling of not being worthy of something. Yeah, which is again another block, but we can work with it. We can work with it. You need to feel when you put a certain number of money down, you need to feel, do I believe it? And it's not about changing that feeling, it's about acknowledging that feeling. Okay, I feel that this is a ridiculous amount. I'm gonna laugh at myself, judging myself. How dare do I even put this amount down? Because it's ridiculous. And these words will not be yours. These words coming from subconscious that run in your family ancestors for whatever reason. And we're not blaming them, we're just becoming aware that this is the pattern that running in our head. I was sharing a story about how I was raising my my bracket of finances, yeah. And interesting thing, maybe 15 years ago, my bracket was I couldn't spend £20 on myself because I felt I just didn't need it. Why would I need? I have everything. I have the roof over my head. I have family. I have workplace. I have this, and like, I was like, why do I need extra £20? I was that shallow. I couldn't even have extra £20. So I was raising my bracket. And recently, maybe a few months ago, I wanted to buy this course to go with my teacher. And it was such a ridiculous amount. I couldn't even imagine this amount because my nervous system or my mind cannot cope with it. There's so many zeros in it, I cannot cope with it. Even though it's a different currency, even though it's not British pounds, nevertheless, it just starts blocking it out. And the thought that I've noticed in me was, if I spend this amount of money on me, my husband will kick me out of the house. And then I was like, hold on a moment. I'm 47 years old woman. How can I think that's, this is my home. This is my house. I'm paying mortgage on it. How can somebody kick me out of this? Like, the thought itself is ridiculous, right? Doesn't make any sense. And why would necessarily kick me out of the house? Yeah. So the thought itself comes somewhere from the patterning that runs in my lineage. What is important is that we become aware of it. And next time we raise the bracket for ourselves, we're like, okay, this thought comes in. all right, we're just going to let it be, but we're going to take ourselves seriously because it's a choice in every moment. I'm deciding, even if I am judging myself inside, I'm going to still see how I can achieve this. Because actually, you know what the secret is? There are no rules. There are no rules. You can be anybody you want to be. You can achieve anything you want to achieve, because the power that we hold in our brain capacity, the power that we hold in our third chakra, and the power that we hold when this opens up, it's immense. It can create the whole universe. The question is, can we let ourselves do that? That's the question. Yeah. So if 10 million pounds seems like too crazy, start less and just see how you feel, and just teach yourself into this. Grow. You can raise yourself into this. Yeah. Even this ring, I was telling this story about this ring, which I've bought. And I said this ring cost just over £1,000. Actually, it's not. It cost £2,100. But mine just blocked it. I was like, no, we're gonna play with the numbers. It's not 1,200. It's not 2,100. It's the other way around. I was laughing at myself because even my mind is freaking out. I've spent so much money on it, and I'm wearing it on my finger. Oh my God, 2,000 grand on my finger. Yeah. But just become aware of it and like, okay, yeah, you're having a freak out moment. Okay, let's hold ourselves in it. That's okay. So I still have to like raise my bracket, and I specifically wear it every single day, and I put it into the gloves to do the washing up, because I'm like, no, I'm going to wear it because I want to get used to having this expensive thing on my finger. I want to make it normality for me. I don't want to be freaking out about it. And it's all a habit, right? If we're in a habit of criticizing ourselves, is better to be free from finance. Yeah, good question. So Yana says, I get it, but doesn't it mean it's better to be free from finance? Okay. To be free from finance, what does it mean to you? What does it mean to you, Yana? To be free from finance? I mean, we live in a world where we have to pay for the gas, nature and sunshine. Okay, yes, sunshine comes for free. Nature is for free. You can go and collect food from nature and berries and, and things like that. Yes, it's for free. It is totally possible. It's totally possible. But you can also have fun with manifesting things. If luxury is your thing, you can manifest luxury, and you can still have it with nature and sunshine. I know there's somebody, is it in Singapore, that they have trees on top of the buildings, like, so those skyscrapers, and they have trees on top of it, like absolutely bonkers. And like in Dubai, in Emirates, they made those man islands. They've just added sand into the ocean, and they created a new islands. Like, everything's possible. You can see these islands from the airplane. It's bonkers. You saw them, yeah. So, if finance is not your thing, that's fine. Just use creativity and wishing in a different direction. But we do live in two-dimensional. No, we live in this world which is materialistic, and one way or another, we are asked to pay money. And it's just another energy. Money is just another energy. Look, you can have cash money, you can have digital money, you can have, what's that one? Coin, Bitcoin money. You know, you can have all sorts. And that's still an energy. It's how you deal with it. And actually, whether you have a debt or whether you have money in your bank account, it's the same energy, just different polarity, negative or positive. You have tension in your body when you have a debt over £1,000 in your bank? Yes. You can have £1,000 in your bank and still have tension and think, oh, I've got so much money back, something's going to happen to it. I better spend it now. No tension. I've spent it all. Yeah. Again, we're going back to the nervous system and how we can handle the challenges. Interesting, isn't it? Okay. Right. Are we getting there? So, yeah, good amount of income, to have the ability to live self-sustainable and to grow fruits and veg and be self-sustainable. Live in a wonderful, beautiful environment. Okay, again, this is the beginning. So wonderful, beautiful environment needs more clarification and definition. Yeah, as in, what does it mean for you to have the wonderful and beautiful environment? Does it need to have clean water? Is that important? Does it need to have access to the land? You know, what is it? What is beauty? We're also running retreats on our land, which includes healing and yoga, fruit feasting, foods. This is all happening in next year. Okay, again, month and a year. And what kind of retreats? How many people come? How much money you earn from it, you know? Or is it exchange, you know? That kind of thing. I want to travel with my own by plane to Peru in 2026 November with a walking group with rucksacks, stay in a base camp for 10 days. See, that's more specific. I'd like to explore myself and feel that place, energy, and that wonderful, magical, historical place. Okay. You're getting there. You're getting there. Still, you can refine a bit more, but it's a good start. It's a good start. You can even think of what kind of group of people. It could be English speaking, could be a mixture of people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it gonna have that special person in the group?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah.
But you can factor it in.
All right.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So, any questions on this? I think we've arrived. I think we've arrived. I think I've yeah, I'm just checking with my little notes. And yeah, this just wanted to mention the training again quickly because we've touched on it before, and how, you know, training is just another opportunity for you to come out of that golden prison that you're in and let yourself explore this wonderful opportunity and ability to create your life just the way you wanted, with all the tools that you're going to be given, and you know, and all this information, and it's just so vast. There's so much in it. I've actually had to give a list of all the topics we covered to somebody who was interested, and I was like, oh my goodness, there's so much we cover. And that was just the main things. There's so much more over and beyond that. And when you are asked, or, you know, stretched to go beyond the familiar, beyond the usual, beyond the norm, you're definitely going to feel resistance. you're gonna feel that, oh no, this is not for me. I don't have the money. I don't have enough time. But you can make all that. It's like falling in love. When you fall in love with someone special, all you want to do is spend all your time with that person. You want to spend all your money with that person. And that's all you think about it. All you think about is that one special person. And so, you know, it's a wonderful opportunity. And if you have one, grab it. If you have one, grab it. So, yes. And for those people who want to know more about Teach Training, let me know. We're starting Friday night. We have online check-in. And yeah, the good thing is about Teach Training is that you can attend online or you can attend in person. So, you know, we have people who going to come in person for some modules and going to be somewhere else in the world for other modules. So that's the beauty of technology nowadays, isn't it? That we can do this. Yeah. So this is from me. Do you have any more questions?
No question.
No questions. All clear?
No questions.
Thank you so much
Thank you.
for spending the time with me. I hope you
Me
enjoyed
too.
Thank
I
you.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you.
And yes, there will be recording of this, so I will send you the recording. I will just have to do some edits to it. I have to cut myself out so nobody else is in. Unless you're okay to just post as is. Are you okay to post as is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
All right. Then I can share it straight away. And yeah, I mean, let me know how your wishes are coming true. And let me know if you want to jump onto the 30-day program with us, which is starting. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. And if you want to jump with us on the teacher training, let me know. It's fantastic opportunity. And you will not be the same. You will be changed. And
Yeah.
and some of you who enrolled, you already feel the changes are happening. I mean, you've started to get the information about some of the mantras. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
It's so exciting. Yeah. All right, lovely people. Have a good evening. Lots of love to you. And those of
You
you
too.
who enrolled, well, I'll see you tomorrow for the first class. Lots of love.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.